Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 10th. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot. Kevin Shields joining me today in the studio in this first hour. We are taking a look at the Colorado Snow Sports Museum. Not only are they filled with rich history across the state, but they do some really fun events as well. Julio took a look at a gorgeous property with the Stockton Group. Bill Humbert, the recruiter guy, and much more. So hour one of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to Good Morning Vail. Grab a cup of coffee because we've got a great show for you today, as Kim pointed out. Also, the temperatures are going to dip down a little bit. We've got a little bit of change in the weather. Getting up this morning, 14 degrees at AM. 20 degrees is going to be the high today, 50% chance of precipitation. We've had some snowfall happening all throughout the night, so those roads are snow-covered and slick. So be careful if you're out there, especially those secondary roads. We already had some ice build up under there, so this snow just added another layer to it. So just be careful if you're out there driving around today. Those winds are coming out of the west-southwest, 10 to 15 miles an hour. That's something to keep an eye on, especially if you're traveling up over the pass. Gets a little more windy up there. So just if you're traveling today, slow down and take your time. Vail by the hour, 16 degrees at noon. That high is going to be there probably between the 3 and 4 p.m. when it gets up to 20 degrees. So fairly cool day out there. And again, be cautious of those winds out there on the roads. Denver, 39 degrees. Vail, 20 degrees. 21 degrees in Avon and 25 degrees in Vail, with some snow continuing to fall throughout the day. There'll be a few periodic breaks, but we're going to see some snowfall, and we'll look at that 5-day here in a minute. Tonight, a low 6 degrees, 80% chance of snow. So again, more snow showers throughout the evening. That sun setting a little bit later. We're looking about 5 p.m. And again, those winds are still out of the southwest, 10 to 15 miles an hour. So those gusty winds can cause a lot of that snow to drift. Even when the plows go by, it can wreak some havoc on those roads. So again, just be careful, slow down, leave a little bit in advance today if you're going out there. Now, this is the picture we like to see. Thursday, 14 degrees, snow showers. Friday, snow showers, 19 degrees, and the story continues. Going to warm up a little bit on Saturday, 30 degrees, 28 degrees on Sunday. Expecting quite a bit of snow over the next few days. They're forecasting maybe 2, possibly 3 feet over this next 5-day period as we see snow showers move into the valley. And that's great news for the ski resorts. As we look and see what's going on over at Vail Mountain, 4 inches in the last 24 hours. Last 48 hours, 5 inches. So a lot of snowfall continuing to come down. Season total, 120 inches. Base depth, 44 inches. So a great base over there in Vail. Looking at the lifts that are spinning, we've got 29 lifts spinning, 245 trails open. That gets Vail up to 88% of the terrain opening up. Those lift hours, 8:30 a.m. to 3:30. I'm sure some of those powder hounds are in line right now, ready to get the first shot at the snowfall that we've seen overnight. Now skipping over to Beaver Creek, 5 inches reported in the last 24 hours, 6 inches last 48 hours, 96-inch season total. That gives them a 41-inch base. 24 lifts are open in Beaver Creek, 120 trails, and we've seen a significant increase in that amount of terrain at 53% of the terrain over in Beaver Creek. Amazing.
Yeah.
And exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that number to change from 53% to higher.
Yeah, and it'll go up quick because that eastern part of the mountain, like over by Grouse, when I was up there over the weekend, Grouse was not spinning yet, but you could see a lot of coverage happening. And again, hats off to both Vail and Beaver Creek overnight snowmaking crews. Amazing job out there, getting the trails groomed, pushing snow, blowing snow, to make that experience exceptional for those people that live here in the Valley and visiting.
It's true. You know, I love listening to you do the weather report. You said the story continues.
It does.
Which means we are going to have such a good time this weekend. I cannot wait.
Yep, it's going to keep coming.
Is.
We knew it was going to happen. It was a little slow start. And we go, it's going to happen, and here we go.
You know, I think that just means we'll have some really great spring skiing days.
Oh, absolutely.
And, you know, especially heading into the Martin Luther King weekend. So
Right.
we'll have a lot of good visitors in town and a lot of things happening around town, events tonight and throughout the rest of the weekend. So it's going to be a good one this week.
Stay tuned for us here at Good Morning Vail. We will tell you everything that's going on, a lot of fun activities.
A lot of activities. So go grab that coffee, as Kevin mentioned, during the weather, and we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
The Colorado Snow Sports Museum is filled with rich history all about the snow sports here in Colorado, but it is also a great place for community gatherings. In honor of the event tonight that they are hosting, Kevin had a conversation about all upcoming events and beyond. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. There is so much to do in this beautiful valley, and if there is a hidden gem, it is the Colorado Snow Sports Museum. That's easy for you to say. I've got Ashley Carter sitting here with me today from the Colorado Snow Sports Museum. What an amazing place.
Yep.
And it is truly a hidden gem over there in Vail, right there in the parking structure.
Yep.
Nicely tucked in.
Yeah.
and there's always good activities and history. I love the history. You take a walk down memory lane, everything from the 10th Mountain, which is how Vail got started, all the way through how technology has changed in both skis and snowboards and boots and bindings and poles.
Yep.
Everything.
You're right, all of it.
And a little smidge of Olympic stuff in there.
Right,
So
right.
you kind of see the history of the Olympics and what's going on. So what is going on? Because there's always something new happening.
Yeah. Well, we were just talking about how we can't believe we're going into the new year. But with the new year, starting next month, we kick off our Through the Lens series, which is kind of our educational series where you go through the lens, dive a little deeper. We get to kick it off with a screening of film called Advice for Girls. It's a all-female cast and crew ski film. Has 3 generations of women in there talking about how we as women get to take up space in the industry, what that looks like, and it has women of all abilities, queer, disabilities, color, all of the spectrum. So I'm very excited that we get to show that there. We will also be showing later in January the Tragedy to Triumph, the Mountains in My Mind 2 film about destigmatizing, talking about mental health in the ski industry, and kind of going through the suicide belt of the Rockies and how professionals in the industry talk about it up to, just the locals, of the importance of it's fun and there's real life that's attached with it.
Right.
So diving a little deeper into that. We also will be celebrating Jimmy Huga and Billy Kidd. They were the first men from America to win Olympic medals in alpine skiing, and this will celebrate the 60th anniversary of that. And we're actually hosting that at the Sebastian because we think it'll be a rather large event. That'll be really exciting.
Nice.
Plus lots of other educational things. I think we go all the way through like the middle of March, talking about different ski resorts and getting into kind of thinking about summer and all the hiking and the mountains around us and lakes and all the science stuff behind that and the excitement of it.
Right. And you just kind of struck a good curiosity with me because every time we talk about things, especially as it's attached to the museum and it's attached to this Vail Valley, it's really about diversity because there is diversity in participation on what sports we have from all ends of the spectrum, and then from what types of sports are participated in here in the valley. Like you said, hiking, biking, and then we get into the skiing and the snowboarding. That Through the Lens series is just, it's enriching and inspiring at the same time. And then we get into everything you talk about, the inductees into the Hall of Fame and what goes on. And I believe that's in August. And the inductees go into the Hall of Fame. But so much to see there in the museum and a gift shop.
Yeah, we do have a great gift shop. We really do. We were hit really hard for Christmas shopping, which is great. The good thing is the museum is a free admission. The gift shop, we're a non-for-profit, so the sales just keep the museum going. So you can feel good about kind of shopping local and keeping that going. It's great. A couple of things else coming up. You talked about history. We do history tours. So every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. now. It's about an hour and 15 in total. You start at the museum, and our tour guide actually walks you through Vail Village, tells you everything from before even the ranching families were here and all of that, up till how we got to where we are now. We have locals that go on that tour, and they learn something every time. So no matter if you're a local or visiting, you will find something very interesting. And the stories, you won't find them anywhere else, I'll tell you that.
See, there's on the screen right now, you see someone standing by, and everybody goes, oh, that's the 10th Mountain statue. It's more of a monument of, of those men that participated, and then the supporting women, and everybody that really started Vail Valley and the Vail Mountains, because it's not that old.
No, it's not. I mean, we just celebrated 60 years, So it's rather new in that sense. But the 10th Mountain soldiers actually contributed to 62 ski hills when they came back from the war, not just Vail. So you get to learn about Vail specifically, but really how their influence is, our industry wouldn't be here without them. And so because of that, we've been spending time recently collecting all of these photos and letters and whatnot to update our 10th Mountain exhibit in the museum. It is an exhibit called Letters Home, where you can actually, it's a touch screen, you can scroll through the glossary, find soldiers that were in it, and whatever we have on hand, photos, letters, anything, it kind of brings it to life, and you get to put your hands on it. And the grand opening of that really is going to be January 12th in the evening. So come join us for that. It'll be exciting.
And there's so much history. It's way too much for one show to really get into. So I encourage everybody, go into the museum, take a walk through, look at Camp Hale. There's actually the original wood from some of the huts that they lived in while they were training. But the history is unbelievable when you learn about Riva Ridge, and I don't want to get into it all, but World War II and everything that the 10th Mountain Division did.
Yeah, it's amazing. And there will be the Legacy Day parades that the resort puts on, and we coincide with that a lot of times. And we will have a speaker in our Through the Lens series talking about Camp Hale, because there was a book that came out recently that's the images of Camp Hale from beginning to end, and we have the two authors coming to talk about that.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Good.
A lot of stuff. So where do you get the inspiration towards some of the series that you're hosting there in the museum?
You know, it's kind of a mix of just all the buzz that's been going around. Some people reach out to us. We look into, obviously the history, anniversaries, certain years, different exciting things coming out. I mean, Camp Hale, obviously, it got dedicated a year ago. So that's kind of, people are very interested in that more than they used to be. It's kind of we have a small team and we all have different passions, so we all bring to the table what we think would be worth putting in there.
Which is a whole nother thing to go into the Snow Sports Museum and learn about, because the passionate people in there can take you and walk you around and show you every single thing that Snow Sports Museum has to offer.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Well, Ashley, thank you so much for coming in today and sharing all the great series that are taking part there in the museum for either locals or visitors to the Valley to go participate in. So get out there. If you're visiting to the Vail Valley, get in there, check it out. It's tucked away in the parking structure right there in Vail Village, and admission is free, so there's no excuse not to go.
Exactly.
All right, we'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Well, here in our world-class valley, there is plenty of world-class real estate, some epic homes, amazing views. Our very own Julio sits down with the Stockton Group and takes a look at some of the homes that they have for sale.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat this morning here on Good Morning Vail. I am joined by Patrick Barrett of the Stockton Group, Compass Real Estate, Vail, Beaver Creek, and we are at 941 Daybreak Ridge Road here in Bachelor Gulch. Patrick, thank you so much for meeting us here this morning. How are you doing? How are you feeling today?
Pleasure. Thanks for being here. Beautiful sunny day in Bachelor Gulch.
Yes. We are just overlooking to our right here down into Bachelor Gulch. It's a beautiful day. And what else, what better way to talk about this beautiful home we are in here today. You are the listing agent for 941 Daybreak Ridge Road. Yep. Spectacular home we're in here today. Give us a little bit of an overview of this amazing home.
Sure, thank you. This is 8,461 square feet. So by Bachelor Gulch terms, it's actually not the biggest house in the neighborhood, which I think is great. We offer 6 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, beautiful outdoor spaces, all of which are heated, fully heated driveway, ideal ski access right to the back door via Second Chance and bed straw that brings you right into the back of the house. We've got a great ski room and a patio with a hot tub that kind of welcomes you if you choose to ski into the house that way. We're also relatively low altitude here in Bachelor Gulch. We're about 8,400 feet above sea level. Relative to some of the homes that get well above 9 and are a little bit longer drive to get to. We're right above the Ritz-Carlton. Everybody likes to start and finish their days there. You have opportunity to just walk down the driveway with skis, cross the road, and ski right back to the Ritz-Carlton, which is a great way to start the day. Obviously, dial-a-ride service in and out, and then our proper skiway that comes right to the back door in and out.
I love some of those amenities that you mentioned, and we're going to go into more detail on some of those things in a little bit. But I want to start off by talking about some of the design elements because this house is very unique in that it kind of combines rustic with more contemporary, kind of elements throughout the house. I think it's a perfect combination of both. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, thanks. The house is originally built in 2000, has since been updated. Kitchen is relatively brand new. On this level, we've got the primary suite, the ski room, and the kitchen. And as you mentioned, this we call kind of a parkitecture, national park type style. So obviously a lot of logs makes this great room very, very grand. It's a great place for entertaining, having friends over, or just hanging out with your family. But in comparison to many homes in Bachelor Gulch that are very, very log heavy, they can just feel a little bit dark. And I think that this house has a nice combination of both plaster, natural stone element, and the log accents that kind of define the home. Yeah. So it's very much a traditional ski home, but it also lends itself to a little bit more contemporary design. So if somebody was a big art buff, we've got great walls for big art pieces, a lot of plaster throughout the house that really just brightens it up and makes it feel nice and modern. Yeah.
And one of the things I like too about kind of some of those remodels you mentioned to me earlier are the 2 big windows that we have kind of here in the main level that really let in a ton of light and a spectacular view too of Bachelor Gulch. So I love that. Now, let's get into some of those details because this house offers a lot of features and a lot of amenities. 2 main levels. It's kind of broken into 2 levels. Tell me what are kind of the main specs here in the main level, and then we'll kind of jump into some of the things downstairs.
Sure, thank you. So as soon as you walk in the main entrance of the home from the heated driveway, you're greeted in the summertime by a big cascading water feature that with the windows open, you can hear really throughout the house. It's very beautiful in the summertime. We have it shut down for the winter, but with everything in the house being on 2 levels, the house is really easy to navigate. Yeah. With the hillside kind of topography of Bachelor Gulch, many of these homes are 3 levels, sometimes 4. This house, everything is on 2 levels. Yeah. So we do have an elevator, comes right from the garage up to this level. So for groceries, luggage, what have you, it's a nice convenience. But with only 2 levels, very minimal stairs, easy to get around the house. If it is just a couple or a single person here for the weekend, everything is on 1 level, primary suite, ski room. The house has all the space you need without feeling overwhelming, which I think is really great. On the second, the lower level, there's 5 bedrooms down there, including a full caretaker suite. So if somebody wanted to have like a live-in caretaker, it's its own apartment. Currently, it's just used as our 6th bedroom. Okay. But so when there's guests, when you have a full house, this time of the year is always really fun, I think, because all these homes are like, they're playing host to big extended families. We've got 5 bedrooms on the lower, primary suite on the upper. Everybody can be together, but again, when it's just a couple here or a single person for a week or whatever, the house doesn't feel overwhelming. It's a really easy floor plan to navigate, and I think that's a nice feature of this home.
Yeah. I agree. Just kind of walking through it earlier, it all kind of just is very seamless and easy, as you said, to navigate. Now, another feature I want to highlight that I think is amazing is the ski and ski out that you mentioned earlier. You can ski right into the back patio here, right into the mudroom. You can take off your boots and then come right in onto the house. Tell me a little bit about the ski and ski out feature. And also in the summertime, you have access to a ton of trails too.
You do. So if we're coming from the top of Bachelor Gulch, there's a run called Second Chance that we jump onto, and then followed by Bedstraw that literally passes right behind the house. If there were people skiing on it right now, we'd be able to see them from the living room and kitchen. It does a quick switch back and brings you right to our ski room, so super easy in and out. If you wanted to ski out that way, it's a few steps up the hill to catch that downhill pitch, and we're down to Beaver Creek Landing. Okay. The other alternative is, because of our location just above the Ritz-Carlton, you can literally walk down a heated driveway, cross Daybreak Ridge, and ski right to the Ritz-Carlton. So you have a lot of options, makes it super easy to get in and out. Obviously, if people prefer not to do that, the dial-a-ride will come right up the driveway and pick you up at the front door. So for skiers of all ages and ability levels, really easy house to navigate. If people prefer to, just spend their day at the Ritz without skiing, can do that too. We got big fire pit and live music, all that good stuff going on.
And speaking of the outdoors, we have a lovely outdoor patio too, with a fire pit and a jacuzzi or a hot tub. Tell me a little bit about that, because that also, kind of opens up for more space, more entertainment. Who doesn't love chilling just by the fireplace?
No doubt, yeah. I think for me, kind of my favorite part of the house, actually, and I think it's really cool that the ski access is designed to put you right onto that patio. So outside we have fully heated patio, big eight big comfortable chairs around a gas fire pit. The barbecue is out there, and the hot tub. So people usually are finishing their ski days at different times. If some people cut out a little bit early, get the hot tub open and fired up, get the fire pit going, and then as people are skiing in at the end of the day, you're arriving kind of right to the party. So I think it's fun.
All right. Now, Patrick, if anybody is interested in coming and checking out this house or doing a showing of some sort, how can they contact you, or how can they go about that?
Thank you. Best way to contact me is just my cell, 970-470-0778. With a little bit of notice, house is very easy to show.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Anybody interested, contact Pat. He'll be able to give you the full tour and all the details of this amazing house here in Bachelor Gulch, 941 Daybreak Ridge Road. Don't miss it out and come check it out. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back with more of the show right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, are Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Let's take a look at that local weather. 14 degrees when you get up at 8 a.m. today. A high today of 20 degrees, 50% chance of snowfall. Not precipitation, snowfall taking place. It's been coming down all night. And as I said earlier in the show, if you're out there driving around, especially on those secondary roads, take your time. It's been a little bit icy coming up to stop signs and intersections, so just be cautious as you're out there, especially with the new snow that's fallen overnight. Looking at Vail by the hour, 14 degrees. Again, at 8 a.m., it's going to warm up to that 20, probably around the 3 p.m. time as we see that snowfall continue throughout the day. Now, traveling over the I-70 corridor, 39 in Denver, 20 degrees in Vail, 21 in Avon, and 25 degrees in Eagle, all showing a significant percentage of snowfall and precipitation that's going to come our way. So just, again, be careful if you're out there on those roadways. Tonight, low of 6 degrees. Snowfall, 80% chance probability, so we're definitely going to get some continued snowfall throughout the day into the evening. Those winds are southwest, looking to be picking up from 10 to 15 miles per hour, again, creating some drifting out there. So those snow plows are out there doing everything they can to make those roadways safe. But the wind coming through can create that drifting that can be a little hazardous if you're out there. This is a great picture to see. Thursday, 14 degrees, Friday, 19 degrees, 30 degrees on Saturday. Seeing that snowfall come through from a 70% chance to 80% chance. And then into the weekend, we've got more snowfall on Sunday, Monday, 18 degrees, and again, continued snowfall. So a significant amount of snowfall going to be taking place in the next 5 days, making it a lot of fun out there in those ski resorts. Looking at the snow report, Vail Mountain showing 5 inches in the last 48 hours, 120-inch season total, 44-inch base. We're going to see that increase significantly over this next 5-day period. They've got 29 lifts open, 245 trails open. That's 88% of the terrain over there in Vail. Now bouncing over to Beaver Creek, 6 inches in the last 48 hours, 96-inch total for the season. That gives them a 41-inch base. Over in Beaver Creek, 24 lifts are spinning, 100 trails are open, and that's 53% of the terrain. So a lot of terrain over there in Beaver Creek. Was over there the weekend, and a lot of great skiing over there. Now, you've got to stay in good shape to get out there and ski, and Ben had a chance to sit down and talk with the folks at Retrain on making sure you're in peak performance.
Welcome back to the show. As we've always let me start again. Sorry. That was not going anywhere. Back to the show. We can all use a little bit of help getting back on track with both our health and our fitness goals, especially after the last couple of years. And Krista Caramillo is joining me now. She's the founder of Retrain, a fantastic app that's going to help us really get back on track. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you started with Retrain and kind of what your goals are there?
Sure. So I actually originally started Retrain after Hurricane Katrina. I'm from New Orleans originally. So after being displaced and moving back to New Orleans, Louisiana, I recognized the need for people to reset. So thus I left the clinical space and went into and started Retrain. And moving forward, now 2023, relaunching into California with the pandemic happening, I'm seeing the need again. We're in a different world. We're in a different mindset. So really the idea here is a wellness and coaching company to really help people who have, through this pandemic and through life in general, with self-limiting behaviors, so maybe self-sabotaging habits and stressors, really getting them clear and getting them back on a path to health through movement as medicine, lifestyle change, giving them the real facts about their health and what is happening, giving them that visual picture, and giving them the tools and sort of toolbox to move forward with their health. So, yeah.
It seems like that's a really powerful tool, especially getting over some of those self-limiting beliefs and those hang-ups internally. I was watching this video recently of a dog that was jumping over baby gates. No matter how high the baby gate got, he could clear it easy. But then his parents put a vacuum in the way. Not a chance. The vacuum was smaller than all of the baby gates, but there was no way he was going to try and jump over that vacuum. And it was just an amazing little illustration there of how those self-limiting beliefs can impact us and how mental barriers can be a little bit more limiting than any physical barriers can be. So tell us a little bit about how Retrain helps to kind of surmount some of those internal self-limiting beliefs.
I think the first step that we do mostly is, and I'll track back a little bit, I think the opportunity for care and access to care is minimal right now. People are waiting, and maybe they have to wait months to see a provider, a healthcare clinician. So I think the first step is really getting really honest about where you are and being really transparent and taking that perception that maybe we put out in the world and putting it and reflecting it on ourselves. And once we can get clear on that and why we want to do something, it's a little bit easier to embrace habits. And the truth is, we start with that, identifying and becoming real clear with where you are. Because if you don't know where you are, it's hard to move forward. And then taking them in tiny steps and using strategies such as movement, as medicine, becoming a little more reflective, finding out what makes the person tick, how they learn. And when you can tap into that through assessment, it's a much easier approach to kind of move them forward. But it really does start with self and then giving them those strategies and tools to move forward, if that makes sense.
Totally makes sense. When you're talking about movement as medicine, what exactly do you mean by that? Are we talking just yoga routines to kind of help us stretch ourselves out or realign? Or are you talking more about how getting out there and some activity can really kind of help reset the brain chemistry a little bit?
Yeah. Well, I use the term movement specifically because when people hear the term exercise, not everyone's able to do that, and it can be very intimidating. And the truth is, I mean it in a kind of a holistic sense. We move the body, right? We have 600 muscles almost in the body, and we don't use half of them, if not 3/4 of them. So it's getting us off the couch. We spent a lot of time these last 4 years isolated, so getting us moving physically, but also moving our minds. Finding things for input and output throughout the day, taking things in that are serving for us. In the morning when we wake, I always tell my clients, let's take something for input, whether it's a podcast, whether it's an inspirational book or a meeting that you're hopping onto, and then use some time for output. So moving the mind, and then it goes a little bit deeper depending on where you're at. There's a spiritual component. Our bodies are energy. And I think it's really important to understand that. And the more that we can be in tune with ourselves, the more we can kind of move ourselves into a different direction that's more positive for us, if that makes sense.
Totally. And I mean, definitely with that idea that just movement and engaging in some sort of movement can also really help to kind of get your mind moving, to reuse the word, in a new direction, and really kind of help jar us out of, you know, any habits or routines that might be creating some negative patterns with us. So going back to something you said earlier about having to be honest with ourselves, is that something that retrain really helps? I've found that it can sometimes take the input of another person to kind of help you be honest with yourself. How do you guys approach that?
Well, I think when people come to me for work in this space, often I've been working a lot with healthcare professionals. I'm a healthcare professional, and there's been a lot of stressors that have had them turn to maybe poor behaviors, whether it be lack of sleep, lack of exercise, maybe self-medicating with substances. And the way we turn that around is really just getting them very, very clear and knowing it's a safe space, right? A lot of times when people come to us, they don't know where to start, or there's a little bit of shame threaded in there. They don't want to talk about it. And that in and of itself is the first step. It's just getting people to understand that you're in a safe space where people understand and resonate with where you are, and that there's a lot of people who are going through this. So I think when you can connect with a person and help them understand that, you know, this is how sometimes we cope when we don't have the outlets that we maybe once had due to lots of things. Maybe a pandemic, perhaps. Maybe our job is taking over more time, or maybe we're just not making the time for ourselves. So it really does start with, I think, giving people a safe space to be heard and to tell their story.
Well, and I mean, I can see that being super, super helpful. And it can definitely be challenging if you're trying to make some changes in your life to look at your life from that 30,000 foot angle and really kind of untangle the different knots and the different webs, and to have that outside perspective, somebody else to take a look and be like, you know, maybe start over here, can be super, super helpful. And it sounds to me like that's a lot of what Retrain is doing.
It is. It is, especially when it comes to the type of clients that I work with. And right now, a lot of it is healthcare professionals or athletes and people who might be in professions where, and they're not able to hide. And what I mean by that is they have to work on a day-to-day basis with people. It's part of the profession. Whereas maybe someone who can work from home can be behind the computer screen. There's nowhere sometimes for them to turn and to feel like, hey, sometimes the helper needs to help. And there's the tricky part, because we're supposed to be that vision, that place of authority that's helping, and we can't be weak or vulnerable. And what I'm saying is the vulnerability is what's going to get you to the next step. You know, there's just growth and comfort can't live in the same room. You have to have a little bit of vulnerability to have growth and change. And I think that's what Retrain allows people to do, is really, you know, be vulnerable in spaces so we can attack and really work on the things to improve and live the life they want to live.
Well, and especially if you're in such a public-facing and authoritative position, having that safe space to kind of take care of yourself without the need or the prying eyes of the community that you're supposed to be serving can be super, super helpful, and give people that space to really grow and make change.
Absolutely. It's true. And a lot of times what I find is when you are in that space of authority, or especially in healthcare, a lot of times the support you seek, you work in those spaces. Maybe your insurance and you get your care at the hospital you work at. And sometimes healthcare professionals don't want people. We know we have HIPAA, but the reality is you may see people you know, and you don't want to share that. And that's unfortunate, because they may not be getting the care that they need. And those people as well need help. We're humans and deserve the time and rest and space. And unfortunately right now, in some positions, that's just not an option. Taking off a month to reset is just not an option for a lot of people. And there needs to be that bridge there. So absolutely, that's part of what I do with Retrain.
So Krista Caramillo, if people are looking for more information about Retrain, they'd like to reach out to you and participate, how could they do so?
You can find me on LinkedIn at Krista Camarillo. You can find me on Instagram at Krista Camarillo Official, and that will take you into landing pages to schedule a discovery call with me.
Awesome. Krista Caramillo of Retrain, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be right back after a short break.
Thanks for sharing.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Artificial intelligence, or AI, is changing the game in all aspects of our lives, but it can actually be used to your benefit when you are on the job search. Bill Humbert talks to us all about how we can use AI and the impacts it'll make as we continue to advance our careers. Let's take a look.
Welcome back to the show. With AI becoming more and more prevalent in our workplaces, we've got Bill Humbert, the recruiter guy, joining us now to tell us a little bit about how AI can help us find the right employees or help us find the right job. Welcome to the show, Bill.
Good morning, Ben. Thank you. It's so good to be back.
Well, it's so good to have you on the show. And so, as I was saying, AI is becoming a bigger part of all of our workplaces, and I'm sure it's impacting the job search too. So could you tell us a little bit about exactly how AI is really starting to be implemented into job searches?
You know, I've been around for a while, and in 1981 to about 1995, I got my resumes through U.S. Postal Service. And starting in 95, Monster began, the Online Career Center began, and technology started to enter. And the good news about that is it took away that, immediately I could get a resume and we would be on our way. Now, AI is a different type of technology. It's artificial intelligence. Speaking back in the day, my dad used to tell me that I had artificial intelligence. But anyway, as a leading talent attraction consultant on both Google and Bing, my response to whether AI can improve your recruiting processes is a qualified yes. And it's based on the fact that technology can be used correctly or it can be used incorrectly.
Which that totally makes sense. And it seems to me like there's a lot of different ways that an AI assistant can be implemented into the job search. And one of the ones that I'm most familiar with, and I think a lot of people are familiar with, is the keywords, like the keywords that are included in both the job postings and the AI going through all of the applicants looking for those same keywords. And keywording is something that you and I have talked about a little bit before too. So why don't you refresh us a little bit on how that works within the job search process and then how AI kind of impacts it?
Well, the way it works from the recruiting perspective and the way it's supposed to work is to go through, let's say, 100 people who applied for a position online and try to determine, using the keyword match, who might be the best qualified candidates. The only problem with that is, well, there's a couple problems. One is most job descriptions are poorly written, and therefore the keywords are probably the wrong ones. And then secondly, there are people, and I'm a career coach too, I speak on both sides of this table. There are people like me who know what's going on, and then I coach my candidates to tailor the resume to the job description, and that enables them to get a higher score, which generally will mean somebody's going to give them a call. So that's the bad side of the keyword match, is that they're matching the wrong words because of a poorly written job description.
Well, and I can definitely see how it would be difficult on behalf of the employer to really kind of narrow down exactly what the role is. Do you find that there's any way for AI to assist in coming up with a more accurate job description?
Potentially it could be used that way. You list the responsibilities and identify whether they're daily responsibilities, weekly responsibilities, quarterly responsibilities, and annual responsibilities, and enter all of that information into an AI search. And the AI can maybe possibly come up with a better job description than the one the company has. And understand, job descriptions are different than job postings. A job posting is marketing your position, and it's not a job description. It just gives people a reason why they may want to explore further and find out what the job description really is.
So help us out then with how AI tools can be implemented in a little bit more of a direct sense to kind of aid in these, I don't know if miscommunication is necessarily the right word, but the mismatch between the job itself, the job description, and what the applicant has on their resume, or the, not job description, the job posting.
Well, there's two different types of candidate. There are the hourly candidates, like the lifties at Altera and Vail. Then there's the professional candidates that are accountants, everybody that's in the professional side. And so the hourly workers are used to going to a website, completing an application, and moving forward. AI can help you identify the best qualified professional workers more quickly than you can by getting on LinkedIn, or than I can by getting on LinkedIn and searching through literally thousands of candidates. AI can do it like that. And that's the benefit on the sourcing side to AI.
So how exactly does that work? That AI is so able to quickly and easily identify a good potential candidate. Are they running off of that person's resume and social media platforms, or does it go beyond that and do a little bit of its own research, combing through the internet or something?
That goes everywhere. The algorithm can search so much more quickly than a human can. And that's the reason AI works more effectively, because it can look at LinkedIn, social media, everywhere that person has a presence, and then come back to you with a list of people and a way to contact them, either through social media, or if you're really lucky, possibly even give you direct contact information of that person.
Awesome. And so it sounds like that's one really effective way to use AI to improve our search for potential candidates. But are there any ways that AI can help a candidate search for a potential job?
Oh, absolutely. It's just reverse, right? What companies in Salt Lake City are looking for financial analysts in the resort industry? And then that can pop up a list of companies that have posted positions out there, and it makes it much easier for somebody who's doing a job search to use AI too.
So do you typically go to like a service like ChatGPT to take advantage of the AI programs there, or how do you implement AI in the job market?
If you're doing it from a recruiting perspective, I suggest that you look at companies like HeroHunt.ai, because they're specifically focused on recruiting and generating candidates. And there's a number of them. And the best thing to do is do a free trial with each one and find which one works for you. From the candidate perspective, you can use ChatGPT, and that will work just fine.
Awesome. Well, Bill, thank you so much for all of this fantastic information. Make sure that if you do need more information or if you have any questions for Bill Humbert, check out therecruiterguy.com. Bill, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be right back after a short break.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these 2 luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Vail Vibes has taken you all around town to showcase the best of the best when it comes to après-ski, our beloved post-ski pastime of cocktails, food, and hot chocolate. But what about before the slopes? Well, Treff Cafe at the Sonnenalp offers both. I got a chance to talk to Zach Lewison, the beverage manager, and we came up with a term to describe what goes on first thing in the morning before you ski.
Avant ski.
Avant ski, French for before ski. Zach says what you do before the slopes is every bit as enjoyable as what you do after, and Treff Cafe has you covered. In addition to their assortment of pastries and snacks, Zach recommends this delicious drink.
This is a Jameson Irish coffee. So Jameson, a little bit of sugar, some coffee, and then topped with some fresh heavy whipping cream.
So if you want to take the edge off your morning jolt of caffeine, this is the drink for you. And another caffeinated cocktail Zach recommends?
This is called the Carajillo. So it's Liquor 43. which is a almost like a graham cracker flavored liqueur, and espresso shaken over ice.
And for those who like to keep it simple, there's my drink of choice, good old-fashioned strong coffee. Trust Cafe has the best of both worlds, a breakfast and coffee shop with a bar and an après-ski hotspot.
Fridays and Saturdays from 4 to 7 p.m. We're gonna have a DJ in here. We're gonna have some really fun, cool after ski cocktails. It'll be a nice, fun party. We're gonna have a lot of champagne flowing and a lot of people here to help out.
So stop by first thing in the morning to start your day, and then don't forget to make your way back in the evening for some après-ski fun. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avija Scarborough.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Happy Wednesday. We are in the middle of the week. I'm your host, Kimberly Pro. It is January 10th. Joining me today in the studio is the fabulous Kevin Shields. And boy, do we have a second hour of the show in store for you. We've got the founder and CEO of Amari Energy Drink back in studio to tell us about the latest and greatest that they have going on. Plus, the show All the Queen's Men, wealth strategy, and much more. So hour 2 of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Kim mentioned it. We've got a great show for you today, so grab a cup of coffee and hang on because we've got a lot to go through. First of all, let's kick off with looking at the weather. Getting up today, 14 degrees at 8 a.m. A high today of only 20 degrees. So layer up if you're going to get out there, and if you're going to hit those slopes, try to get a powder day in. Make sure you layer up nice because the temperature is going to remain mild all the way throughout the day. All day long, 50% chance of snowfall happening. It started in the evening. It looks like it's going to continue all day, maybe a few breaks here and there. But those winds are out of the west, 10 to 20 miles an hour this morning. So they'll be a little bit gusty out there. So if you're on the chair or coming down the slopes, maybe a little cool out there for you. Looking at Vail by the hour, those warmer temperatures, that 20-degree mark is probably going to hit right around that 3 to 4 p.m. as those snow showers start to kick back up again. And then looking at the I-70 corridor, 39 degrees in Denver, 20 degrees in Vail, 21 in Avon, and 25 degrees in Eagle. So if you're out there traveling on that I-70 corridor, just take your time, slow down a little bit. Department of Transportation is out there trying to make those roads as safe as possible, but they were a little icy to start off with. Now we add a little bit of snowfall on top of that, so just take your time when you get out there. Looking over at tonight, 6 degrees is going to be the low, continuing snow, 80% chance, and again, those winds 10 to 15 miles an hour out of the southwest. So just take your time out there because that drifting can wreak a little havoc, and also with that visibility. What a great picture this is. Thursday, snowfall. Friday, snowfall. And the story continues throughout that 5 days. We're seeing a lot of snowfall taking place. Mild temperatures in the teens to start off with, but then moving up into the 30-degree mark on Saturday. Sunday, we're going to see 28 degrees, continued snowfall, and then 18 degrees on Monday, again with more snowfall. Anticipating a couple feet in this snowfall that's happening over the next few days. Vail Mountain saw 5 inches in the last 48 hours, 120 inches for the season, 44-inch base depth. Great snowfall over there in Vail. They've got 29 lifts turning, 245 trails are open. That's 88% of the terrain over there on Vail Mountain. Now going over to Beaver Creek, 6 inches in the last 48 hours, a 96-inch total. 41 base depth over in Beaver Creek, 24 lifts are open. That's 120 trails. 53% of the terrain open in Beaver Creek. So we're continuing to see the percentage of terrain open on both Vail and Beaver Creek, and there's a lot of great skiing out there, and I'm sure, as we spoke earlier, those lifts are turning, so there's people heading down, getting the powder day, first runs.
They are spinning, that is for sure. You know,
Yeah.
you mentioned making sure that you stay bundled up and keep yourself warm because it is going to be cold. Plus, we've got a little bit more wind than we've had recently. And you know what I love? I love the Anon.
Anon.
Yes,
Yeah.
I could never say the word. I don't know why. But I love these goggles that they have because they've got this great MFI exclusive face mask technology.
Yeah, it's really nice, and especially in the wind. We talk about visibility and vision as precision out there on the slopes as well as driving. But this technology that's built into this goggle is amazing because it's so versatile. At just one snap, and you're changing whether your lens on the magnet, you can take off the face guard, put it back on, just like that. So a lot of great technology in this. Eyepieces of Vail and their experts at their 8 convenient locations can really help you out. Now, one great thing about the Anon goggle, this is the WM1. This is all about the ladies. And they've got,
I will take that.
built for a little bit smaller face. So they've got sizes depending on your face size. So it'll help it button up against the helmet so you don't have that gaper gap up at the top, but will really do a good job, keeping the visibility out there, and the quick change, whether it's the face mask technology or the lens itself, just pops in and out with the snap of a magnet. So ease and technology.
It really is great. And, you can't have that gaper gap, that's for sure.
You can't, because it's style. You got to get out there. And,
it's true. You got to keep the stews real. But I love these as well because they have a really great technology as far as depth perception and range of vision as you go. And especially for me as a snowboarder, a wider lens is always better because you've got a little bit of a blind spot.
Right, you want to get that peripheral vision out there, both side to side and up and down, and that really helps you make sure that you're hitting the terrain, being safe, and having fun out there. That's what it's about.
Exactly. Look good, see good, ski good is how we like to say it here. But we've got a lot in store for this second hour, so stay tuned. I'd say grab that cup of coffee, but you're going to want to grab this new energy drink that's on the market.
I can't wait. And we've got breaking news.
Breaking news. So we will be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales. TV8, there's more for you on 92. Serving the local community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. When you're out there on the mountain, especially a day like today when you're pounding out all the powder, you need to recover after all that energy. And no stranger to the show, I've got Eric next to me with Amari to talk about this amazing recovery drink. But first, there's been some breaking news that Kim and I were talking about on the couch that you need to deliver.
There is some breaking news. Couldn't be happier to be here today. Phenomenal day out on the mountain. Can't wait to get out there myself. But just late last night, we got some breaking news that I'm happy to share with the Good Morning Vail family. You get the scoop, but Amari just won a silver medal for Best Functional Beverage from Delicious Living magazine.
That's amazing.
Couldn't be happier to accept that award. And that's on the heels of just last month, the editors at Food and Beverage magazine selected Amari as one of the top products for 2023.
Well, congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you.
That's quite an accolade. Let's back up a little bit. Before we get into the drink itself, how did you come up with this concept? How did Amari come to be?
Well, I'll tell you a personal story, actually. How's
Okay.
that? So I've been fortunate enough to ski for 42 years. 30 of those have been in Colorado. This week, I'm back in Vail because this is the 17th year in a row my father and I have done a father-son ski trip.
Wow.
He's my personal skiing hero. He lives in Rhode Island. He lives an active lifestyle. He drinks Amari every day, plays golf, walks, runs, all those good things. But he gets on a plane, and for those of you that went to public high school like me, Amari is an oceanside state wedged between Connecticut and Massachusetts. So he flies out from sea level. We ski for 5 days as much as we want, have a great time out there on the mountain, and then enjoy all the things that Vail has to offer. Phenomenal dinners, like we went to Left Bank last night, Sweet Basil the night before. We're going to meet some old friends for dinner tonight at Winona.
Nice.
And love, probably go see like Johnny Magumbo at Red Lion afterwards.
Yeah.
And you love seeing the professionals out there that are still in ski boots at 9 p.m. But we've learned a few things along the way to help us get back out there day after day. One is drink a lot of water. It's very dry out here. You're up at altitude. Really helps to stay hydrated. 2 is get that good night's sleep. Not the most fun thing in the world, but it helps you get back out there day after day.
Right.
3 is stretch before and after. It's always a good idea to do that instead of just becoming one with the couch right after you ski. 4th are hot tubs. I think we can all agree skiing and hot tubs are meant to go together.
Mm-hmm.
That hot water helps oxygenate the muscles, speed that recovery process.
Well, we talk about playing longer, doing things longer, vitality as
Exactly.
you get a little bit older. Let's get into the drink themselves.
So let's talk about the product a little bit. You might be wondering why a young company based right outside of Boulder, Colorado is gaining national attention for its products. Well, the answer is actually really quite simple. They're delicious and they're good for you. We've got our berry lemonade, our newest flavor, lemon lime, tangerine. All the products have 0 sugar. There's only 10 calories per can and no bubbles. So it's a great alternative to those folks looking for something that's a little different than the wall of carbonated fizzy waters you see in the grocery store these days. Our take on recovery is unique as well. We're not protein-based, we're not electrolyte-based, we don't have caffeine. Instead, we use a plant-based blend of turmeric, ashwagandha, CBD, and black pepper that helps reduce inflammation in the body. Also helps with joint comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Things like turmeric, it's been around for 6,000 years. You're probably familiar with it when it comes to cooking, but it's also a very well-known anti-inflammatory. Ashwagandha, it's not only fun to say, makes your mouth exercise, but it's also the unsung hero of the Ayurvedic world. It's been around for about 4,000 years, and it really helps. We use it for joint comfort. Then there's black pepper. That helps with the uptake of the turmeric, and it's also an anti-inflammatory by itself. And then you have the CBD, cannabidiol. Ours is derived from hemp, so there's no THC. We test the product multiple times to make sure that's the case. And what some research has shown is that actually interrupts the inflammation pathway in the body. So you put all those things together in a delicious, convenient format, makes it really easy to grab one of these from one of your local retailers here in the Vail Valley, get back out there day after day. You can find us at places like My Market at Beaver Creek, right beyond the ice rink there.
Yep.
We're also down at My Market in Vail, which is right at the Lion's Head bus stop. If anyone wants to come down later today and meet me personally, I'll be at the Village Market in Edwards from 3 to 5 sampling product.
Well,
Come by and say hello.
I'm sure with the awards and the accolades, you're going to be seeing Amari at much more grocery stores and
We hope
places
so.
on a bigger scale. So it's exciting to hear that news. And for those of you that know Amari, you know it from a powder form. And, you know, we always thought, oh, that's convenient. You can carry a little packet. But then when you started thinking about it, you've got to carry a packet and a container of water to do the mixing.
Yes.
Why not have it in a can?
Exactly. And out of those countless demos that we did in the Vail Valley and Summit County led us to putting it into a ready-to-drink format so it's more convenient. That's what our customers asked for. Our key customers is everyday athletes, so we gave them what they wanted.
Well, I want to get in and try it, especially this new lemon lime.
Please do.
Great packaging. Got all the ingredients shown on the back. Everything that's in it kind of talks about it. You've got a website people can go to or a QR code that people can click on.
Exactly. Drinkamari.com if you want to learn more. And you can find us not only in the Vail Valley, we're also all over Summit County. Just went into distribution with some distributors up here, so you'll start seeing us in more liquor stores, convenience stores. We're in high-end ski shops like Pepe's and places like that.
Yeah, that is amazing, Eric. I love the flavor.
Thank you.
And, you know, again, it's a recovery drink, but you can also apres with it too.
You can apres with it. We got great cocktail recipes on our website. I personally will drink it in the morning if I'm sore, wake up sore. I might tomorrow, I hope so.
I think you will
Got to
be.
get out there.
Yeah.
It's a powder day. We've all been waiting for this day to come, first soft day of the year. So excited to get back out there and go do some skiing.
Well, you've got a great variety of flavors. The can option is incredible. The flavor profile on that lemon lime, I really like that a lot. But then you've also got, what is this? The
berry lemonade.
Berry lemonade.
That's our original
and
flavor.
then the tangerine.
Yes, and the berry lemonade, the origin story for that one is that we were actually in Salida doing demos, and there was a kid across the sidewalk from me with a lemonade stand, and he was just killing me all day for 3 straight days. We were actually working our first pickleball tournament the following weekend, so we took our recovery powder, mixed it in a big 5-gallon tub of Country Time lemonade. We had a line around the corner.
Wow.
So we went to our formulator and said, you need to make this in a no added sugar format.
That's really good.
And here we are.
And typically with something that doesn't have sugar, you kind of get that pasty, dry. This is exciting. This has got a great flavor profile to it. Really enjoy it.
It's very good. I think the lemon lime's got some nice tanginess. The tangerine kind of reminds you of a tang, or as the kids these days, I think, call it Sunny D.
Right, right.
And that's the berry lemonade's our take on Country Time lemonade.
Well, a great product line.
Thank you.
So if you're out there and you're crushing the powder this week, because we've got snow happening all week long, what a great recovery drink. Amari, find it at the retailers that Eric mentioned. If you want to meet the man himself, he's going to be out and about. So get out there, try Amari, pick some up. You're going to really love it. We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Thanks, guys.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets,
and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. A lot of exciting things going on in that local weather. Getting up today, 8 a.m., 14 degrees, a high today of 20 degrees. But if you've looked out your window, we have some freshly fallen snow out there. That snowfall accumulation is going to continue throughout the week, but we've got a 50% chance of snow showers throughout the day. Winds out of the west, 10 to 20 miles an hour. So some blowing and drifting possibly taking place. Just be careful if you're out on those roadways, or if you're up on the mountain, make sure you stop in at Eyepieces of Vail and get those goggles you're going to need. Looking at Vail by the hour, that warmer temperature of 20 degrees is going to be between that 3 and 4 p.m. hour as that snow continues to fall throughout the day. The I-70 corridor, 39 degrees and cloudy in Denver, 20 degrees in Vail, 21 in Avon, and 25 degrees in Eagle as that snow continues to fall. Maybe a few breaks throughout the day, but it's going to continue to fall later on in the day and into the evening. Low tonight, 6 degrees. That snowfall percentage, 80% chance of snowfall, that's sunsetting at 5 p.m. Those winds are going to continue to be in that 10 to 15 miles per hour. So again, watch out for that drifting out there as you're on those roadways. This is a picture we like to see. Thursday, 14 degrees and snowfall. Friday, 19 degrees and snow still falling. 30 degrees on Saturday, Sunday, 28 degrees, and we're going to see that snow continue all throughout the weekend. But look at some of those lows. Make sure if you're out there in those evening hours, you bundle up. -2 tomorrow, 10 degrees on Friday. Saturday, 16 degrees and 2 degrees on Sunday. So some cooler temperatures, but that much needed and anticipated snowfall is continuing to happen. Well, we've got Tracy Miller that has a segment called Colorful Cooking. Well, she takes it a little bit east and we'll make some crab cakes. We'll take a look and see what Tracy's got for us.
Hi, I'm Tracy Miller with Colorful Cooking, and today we are going to be cooking up some real goodies. Whether you have people visiting, or you're going on a picnic, or you just want something really healthy for dinner tonight, I've got you covered right here. We're not wasting any time. We're jumping right on into it. So at first we're going to do the asparagus wraps. Now I've already boiled the asparagus, and then I shocked them. So that means you boil them in water until they're done, and these were skinny ones. They took like maybe 3 minutes in boiling water. And then I put them in cold water. That stops the cooking process and keeps the nice vibrant color green. So we're making wraps, super easy. And one of the things when you're making wraps that you want to do is Microwave your wraps for like 30 seconds because that's going to make them a little bit easier to roll and a little bit easier to work with. So I've got 3 wraps in here that I microwaved for about 30 seconds. They are flour tortillas, delicious and hearty, and those are going to be the base for our asparagus wraps. We start with mayonnaise, and then we've got to add a little sweetness. So this is kind of funny because this is not always a staple at my house, but we're going to put a little ketchup in there as well. That'll give it the sweet flavor, kind of like a Russian dressing, a play on Russian dressing. And then we're going to use a little bit of these chipotles. And now what we're going to do is we are going to put that all over our wrap. So what I've noticed, and I make wraps a lot for my catering company, and what I noticed is that if you do a thin layer of the spread all the way around the tortilla, you're going to be in good shape for rolling it and keeping it all together. I have smoked Gouda cheese because this is going to be a smoky wrap. I'm going to put that at the very bottom because what I've noticed is if I try to cut these wraps with asparagus, the asparagus shoots out all over the place. So you really want the asparagus to be on the chipotle so that it doesn't shoot out all over the place when you cut it. Put some lettuce down there. Look at all that. It's like so pretty with all the colors. So then when you roll it, you're just going to go like this. Pull all of that in. Roll it up. I roll these, put them seam side down in the refrigerator, uncovered, because if you cover these flour tortillas with saran wrap, then they're going to get super mushy. Here's the asparagus wraps. I'm going to make one more. We are going to take a quick break. When we return, we're talking all about Brussels sprouts. We're going to get these in the oven, and I'm going to show you how to make a delicious Brussels sprout salad. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Colorful Cooking. We just made some asparagus wraps, which will be great for guests or just for lunch if you're looking for vegetarian. And now we're going to move on. First off, you need to cut the Brussels sprouts. And all the Brussels sprouts, just like with any veggie you're ever working with, they're all different. So when you're baking them, and my oven is at 400 degrees because we're really going to roast these babies, you want everything to be about the same size. So if you're getting some really little Brussels sprouts, then you're not going to want to cut them as much as the big ones. Like this one's a monster, so I'm going to just cut that a little bit more. So we've got these little cuties. They're so cute. They're just like baby cabbages. And then I'm going to put them on my sheet pan. We're going to keep this super simple because the ingredients are fresh and healthy. So mucking them up with a whole bunch of different ingredients is not what we're going to do. Brussels sprouts by themselves. Oven is at 400 degrees. I'm going to pour olive oil over the Brussels sprouts. Doesn't even have to be that much because it's going to kind of melt when you bake it. And then I have a mixture of salt and pepper. This is how I like to do it when I'm in the kitchen. Just make a nice mixture of salt and pepper because that's what I use for everything. And I'm going to really kind of generously cover these Brussels sprouts. And whenever I'm cooking veggies, I definitely put a lot of salt and pepper on them. Okay. The Brussels sprouts, cut up nicely, olive oil, salt and pepper, oven's at 400 degrees. I'm going to pop them into the oven for about 10 minutes. And this is when a little bit of experience is going to let you know, because if you cook those Brussels sprouts just a little bit too long, they're going to have no crunch and they're going to be mushy. And those are the Brussels sprouts that your parents complain about because your grandma used to overcook them all the time. We are going to cook those Brussels sprouts for about 10 minutes. Check them because every veggie is different. We're going to check them, see their doneness, and then put the pears in for about 5 minutes. We've added the pears about 5 minutes before we were finished cooking the Brussels sprouts. And these Brussels took about 10 minutes, but you can expect about 10 to 12 minutes for most Brussels sprouts if you cut them in half. You don't want to overcook them because that's going to make them mushy and gross, and it's going to make your house smell really bad. So we have the pears that I tossed with a little bit of olive oil and some fresh thyme, and I tossed those right there into the Brussels sprouts. So basically, this is the salad. A half a cup of Brussels sprouts is like 28 calories, and it also contains over 100% of your daily recommended dose of vitamin K. So they're really healthy, and if you're looking to get a little more vitamin K, vitamin C they're high in as well, and lots of other minerals. You know, when you're looking for just like a little sliver of certain minerals, you're going to find a lot of that in Brussels sprouts. So here we have the salad. I did sprinkle a little bit of fresh thyme on the salad, on the pears when I put them in the oven, but now I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit more. When you're working with fresh herbs like this, and now this time you have to like definitely get the stems off. So this is a job for the kids. This is what I always give to my kids, and they're like, really, Mom, do we have to do this? But see, if you just kind of do that, then you get the fresh thyme. You don't have to chop it or anything. It's just nice and the little leaves. So we're going to put a little more on that, and then we're going to stir this up a little. Everything's softened up. You can eat this salad warm, or you can eat it room temperature. That's one of the great things about it. And I'm going to tell you what, people are going to like this salad. You're going to be surprised how many people are after your Brussels sprouts when you make this. I like to put a little honey mustard on it. It just brings a sweetness to it and also gives a mustard taste, and mustard and Brussels go really, really nicely together. So I'm just going to stir up my honey mustard, and all this is a combination of sour cream, honey, mustard, and some white wine vinegar, a little salt and pepper, because I put a little salt and pepper on everything. So just lightly put some honey mustard on that, and then there you go. You have your Brussels sprout salad. Super simple, great ingredients. The key to this one is to make sure you cook everything perfectly so that it's not overcooked, and then let it cool down and enjoy it any time of the day. So now we have smoky asparagus wraps. We have a Brussels sprout pear salad, and next we are going to make crab cake. Okay, so you're probably dying to know the biggest secret of making crab cakes, and everybody has their crab cake recipe that they like. Mine, I just like a lot of crab in it, not a lot of filler, but you do need some filler or the crab cakes aren't going to stick together. So the biggest secret is when you buy your crab, and I buy mine from Costco, I get this big one because it's actually delicious crab, but it kind of gets a little wet, so you have to wring it out a little, like I'm gently squeezing the crab. Like, you don't want to be tough with it. It's very delicate. It's delicious. It's tender. And we're just happy that somebody else got it out of the shell for us. But this is what you do. This is the #1 tip, in my opinion, that I can give you to make good crab cakes. You get all of this moisture out of here. See, as you get to the bottom, there's just so much. And then you're going to get a nice sear on your crab cake, and it's not going to steam up. Okay, easy enough. We have all this beautiful crab. It's nice. It's claw meat. It's delicious. I'm going to add some parsley, a little bit of green in there. We are going to add some red onion. Onion's not my favorite, but it's very good for you. And a lot of people like the onion in here, and it's definitely missed if you don't add it. I add a tiny, tiny bit of Creole seasoning, and it doesn't, whatever the Creole seasoning is you have at home, I just add a little bit of that just to give it some flavor. I do add a little salt and pepper. We'll go back to what I said earlier, salt and pepper everything. 1 egg that has been slightly beaten, that's gonna help bind everything together. I do a little bit of mayonnaise to give it a nice creamy texture, and then some breadcrumbs. Ball them up. Look at that, pat them down a little. Squeeze them in on the side, and then I put them in my pan. When I'm dropping them into my pan, I wiggle it around a little bit so that the olive oil goes under all of the crab. These are crab cakes. They are delicious. We will be talking more when we get back. You're watching Colorful Cooking. All right, look at this appetizer platter right here. This is all we did. This could be a full dinner, actually. You could have the asparagus as an appetizer, and then you could have the Brussels sprout salad and the crab cakes as a dinner if you wanted that way, or a very nice lunch. Now I have a quick little basil aioli. It's just a mixture of mayonnaise, sour cream, basil, and lemon juice, and I like to serve that right on top of my crab cakes. If I'm serving for a crowd, I only do it on a few, but if I'm serving for myself, I do it on every single one. I'm Tracy Miller with Colorful Cooking, Brussels sprout salad, asparagus wraps, and crab cakes today. I hope you enjoy these recipes and eat healthy.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances, every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Pascal. And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work with some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals now, check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Susie.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We have a unique opportunity today to talk to one of the biggest actors in the business right now, up and coming, getting big, Mr. Sky Black, actor, singer, dancer. Good morning, Sky.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Now, Sky, I know it's early for you because just getting out of Club Eden, you got to be tired.
Just a little bit.
Well, I tell you, BET, Tyler Perry, along with you, the rest of the crew and the cast, have put on a great show with all the Queen's men. Now, for those viewers out there that may not be in tune, and shame on them for it, tell us a little bit about all the Queen's men.
All the Queen's men. All the Queen's men, and I always say this, I'll start off with this because it's true. It's a sexy, fast-paced crime drama. And it is always high stakes. All the Queen's Men, you can always expect the unexpected. It's based on a book called Ladies' Night. And it was adapted for television, and it centers around Marilyn DeVille, who is played by Eva Marcel. And she's running this male exotic dance ring. However, she's also running a whole bunch of other illegal crime things as well. And I play Amp Addiction Anthony, which is her nephew that just got out of prison of 9 years, and he's adjusting back into society. And I always say, Amp brings you into the world as the viewer into All the Queen's Men.
Yeah, what I love about this series, it sucks you in. The drama. I mean, you're continually trying to guess what's going to happen next. And I had to turn a couple episodes off. You get the anxiety starts building up. It's like, oh my gosh, and you got to take a break. How do you deal with that as an actor on there? Because it seems when I watch it, it doesn't even seem like you guys are acting. It's organic, it's natural, and it flows so well. How do you as an actor deal with all that drama?
Honestly, we just go. We just go. And what a lot of people don't know is that we as the actors, we shoot everything out of sequence. So I may shoot so let's just say I may shoot episode 2 and a scene from episode 2 right now. And in 10 minutes, I'm shooting a scene from episode 18. So we are literally moving at the speed of kind of like superhuman. And that's one of the things I love the most because your adrenaline's so high. So that's probably why everything looks so cohesively high stakes.
Now, how typically long does it take to shoot one episode?
Oh, wow. I'll say this. We shoot our entire season in 2.5 weeks.
Oh, my gosh.
So one episode, I don't really know because I have to break it down. So we shoot about 16 to 20 episodes, depending on the order per season. We shoot it in 2.5 weeks.
Unbelievable. Now, Sky, how did you get in the entertainment business?
I started off as a professional ballet dancer, man. I was a professional ballet dancer, and I moved to Los Angeles after my ballet career, and I was a backup dancer for Beyonce, Mariah, and Rihanna.
Yep.
So I would say that's how I was kind of ushered in. And once I met Debbie Allen, she pushed me in a direction of acting because she said she actually recognized my talent before I did. Wow. And I always had acting classes. I was a musical theater kid.
Yeah.
But I never honed in on it. And once I met her, honed in on it, man, and did the artist struggle just like every artist in LA, and here we are.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you and your career. Now, on the set, do they have a gym that you guys work out in?
We do.
Yeah.
We actually do. There is
a
gym at Tyler Perry Studios.
I mean, the guys up there on stage are completely ripped. So talk to me a little bit about
I use it often.
You guys work out together? Do you diet, same diet? What do you do?
It's a combination. Diet. I mean, sometimes when we're filming, it's so much. We're really working. Our workload is pretty heavy. So we never really work out together, but we do share workout tips. Hey, try this for your triceps. Hey, try this for your chest. So that's the good part about having a male-dominated cast.
Well,
Yeah.
the show is absolutely hot, and I know there's a ton of viewers, and even more as the seasons continue to pump out. One question for you: do you ski or snowboard?
I don't do either because I can't break my legs. However, I do like snowmobiling, which
Yeah.
is probably just as dangerous. I don't know. But, yeah.
Well, if you ever get up here to the mountains, get out here. We'll have to take you out snowmobiling, enjoy some of the beautiful mountain scenery we got. But again, congratulations on the success with All the Queen's Men. It's a hit, and I'm sure your career is going to continue to skyrocket with the success of this
Thank you so
series.
much.
And I can't wait to see what happens next.
Hopefully more movies.
Yep.
That's the goal.
Well, you got a great fan base here in Vail, Colorado, so stay with it, Sky. We'll be watching.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate your time. That was a great interview with Sky Black, All the Queen's Men. Such a great series. You can tune in on BET. Tyler Perry, one of his great creations. Get out there because it is wonderful. We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, this conversation is a conversation that should be had often and always. How to build financial security for you and your family. Joining me today is wealth strategist, entrepreneur, and much more, Chris Manutius. How are you, Chris?
Kim, good to see you.
Great to see you as well. So this is such an important conversation. And, you know, I know you're so knowledgeable in the area of building wealth for your family, for generations to come. And talk to us a little bit more about what wealth strategy looks like.
Well, I mean, fundamentally, I think a lot of people have been let down by Wall Street. The typical prescription for most people is put your funds in a 401k or in the stock market, cross your fingers and hope and pray you'll have enough for retirement. And I think that's disappointed a lot of people. So I'm on a mission here just to educate people on what their options are. I feel like if people just knew what alternatives they have for them to safely grow their money, they would make, different decisions or have better vehicles to have a more abundant retirement.
It's true, and it's a conversation that isn't had enough. So talk to me about one of the methods that you recommend to people. Life insurance is a big piece of it. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, a lot of people don't know that there's actually safe havens for finances within insurance vehicles. They think it's just all about the market, but the market goes up, it goes down. It can take you sometimes a decade to recoup losses in the market. With insurance vehicles, if you go through someone licensed like myself, you can get into what are called indexed accounts. That means when you get a gain, it's credited, it's locked in, you're not going to lose it again. And where you can get those are typically in permanent life insurance, like IULs that I help clients with, and annuities, fixed index annuities. Those are basically self-funded pensions that allow people to create their own pension. We used to be the land of corporate pensions, but sadly, those don't really exist anymore, not so frequently. So I actually educate people on how to fund their own pensions so that they can grow their money safely and predictably and have a retirement income that they'll never outlive.
It's so true. Now, talking about life insurance, you can actually use it to your advantage while you're still alive. Can you give us a little more insight around that?
100%. So with permanent life insurance, and a lot of people don't know this, it's actually the only vehicle in the IRS tax code that allows you to grow money tax-free. It allows you to access it while you're alive tax-free and pass it on tax-free. Now, how can you do this? Well, when you take loans from your policies, loans are not taxable according to the IRS. So there's a lot of creative ways you can use life insurance that the wealthy have been using for generations, in ways that can really help your family get ahead.
And it's so true, instead of relying on, as you mentioned, the traditional means of the 9-to-5 paycheck and the 401k and the pension, this is a great way to do that. So where would you recommend people go to either have a conversation with you or to find more information about how to better educate yourself on building generational wealth?
Yeah, I'd recommend going to my Instagram page. It's Chris, the Wealth Strategist. I put out a ton of free conceptual training on life insurance, on financial concepts, and people can actually book in with me directly if they want more information. But I definitely recommend going there. I put out, 3 to 5 videos per week, just educating people on their options.
That's true. Now, you're an entrepreneur as well. And what made you become passionate about this subject to educate others and to grow their wealth?
Well, in 2020, I actually started investing in permanent life insurance whole life. And I shouldn't say investing because it's not technically an investment. But I didn't really know what my options were other than that. And I didn't even really know about IULs. And the more I researched it, the more I realized there's actually an abundance of options available to people. And so, I had been in sales working for a couple different consulting companies, and I just really wanted to kind of go out on my own again and do something that I was passionate about personally and be able to help educate people on what their options are, because that just brings me a lot of fulfillment, just teaching people what's available to them and helping them improve their situation for not only themselves, but for their family and for generations of their family.
It's true. And in regard to income, outside of the 9-to-5, there are other options as well. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, yeah, actually, like if life insurance agents can do pretty well, we have plenty of part-timers making, $2,000 to $5,000 per month around their current employment. So it's actually a often overlooked way to bring in additional income. We have people who just get some policies for themselves. They help some family and friends. So it can be a great supplemental income source for people. And if you want to run with it, you can actually build a substantial business of your own. And people don't know this, but actually hedge funds buy insurance businesses and other wealthy agents buy insurance businesses. So it can actually blossom into quite a valuable asset. So
sounds like an untapped market, and definitely one that we should be talking about more frequently on the mainstream conversation. So Chris, one more time, where can we go to follow you on the social media? Where can we go from a website perspective? Share all of the details.
Yeah, the best place is I'm on TikTok and Instagram. So Instagram, Chris the Wealth Strategist, and then TikTok, Chris the Wealth Strategist. Instagram, I would say first and foremost, and then my links in the bio and everything like that. So those are definitely the best places to go to learn more.
And before we go, do you have one quick tip of the day that you can give our viewers? I don't put you on the spot there.
Stay open-minded. Finances they're a very polarizing topic. There's going to be people who are diehard about the market and people who are diehard about insurance. Just do your research. I mean, there's no perfect vehicle. Insurance is not perfect. The market isn't perfect. It's all about just creating a plan that works for you and looking at all your options. So just stay open-minded.
Awesome. Well, Chris, we appreciate you. You're very knowledgeable, and it sounds like you have a lot of information to share with people to build financial security for their families and beyond. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Now stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Snooki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
More than ever, kids need information to help them better understand their surroundings and to better protect themselves. Each week, this program works with the various law enforcement agencies across the country and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, spotlighting several missing cases, hoping someone, like you, might have information that will lead to finding these individuals.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to Danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
Wow, we're back.
We are back.
What a Wednesday.
What a Wednesday. We had 2 hours of some amazing interviews. I tell you, Sky Black, what a great series. All the Queen's Men. If you haven't seen it, tune in to BET. Tyler Perry, one of his creations. Great show.
I think that's your new favorite show.
It is. Hot.
It's a great conversation. And then, Amari Recovery Drink.
Yes.
That was a great one. Congratulations to them on their brand new award.
Yeah, a great accolade.
A great accolade. So it's great to see nice, great products coming out of our valley.
And some financial advice.
Financial advice. Chris Menedius talking about life insurance and how you can better utilize it for while you're living. We always think about life insurance as
exactly. It's one of those things people don't know enough about. I don't know enough about it, and I learned so much in that segment.
It's true. There is so many ways to make money in this world, and a lot of people don't have this conversation.
Right.
So it's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Eyepieces of Vail, we always appreciate the goggles that they provide to us, and
and on WM1 today.
It's true. With that MFI technology, you're
Yes.
going to need it if you're out on the mountain.
And MFI is?
It is.
Magnetic face mask integration. All the magnets, all the technology put into that.
Kevin likes to pop quiz me here on the
Every
couch,
now
so
and then.
we have a good time
Keep
here
it real.
on Good Morning Vail. We definitely keep it real. As Kevin says about the weather, the story continues. Bundle up, get outside, stay warm, and we will see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction.